Okay, let's grab our mats, some floor space. Try and have a non-slippery surface. And begin by spreading the legs wide, kicking the heels out. Uh, Pigeon toe the toes facing each other. And that already, just kicking the heels out, we start to get that natural entwining. We're going back to the body's innate blueprint intelligence. And so we're going to work with physics, equal opposing actions. So the steel cable, which is our groin, you want to soften and release that to open the backs of the thighs. And that's going to spread the sacrum, giving the sacrum space to support the low back. So go ahead and press onto the outside edges of your feet. And you can always use the wall for balance, for support. So lift your inner arches of your feet up towards the ceiling. And make sure that your feet are on the same plane. So we don't want 1 foot, an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches in front of or behind. Get it on the same level plane, because that will translate all the way up into your spine, neck, shoulders. And that will help with that equal distribution of weight. So this is going to work all the way from the ankles to the feet, to the knee joints, to the hip, to the shoulders, to the spine. So again, imagine that you're spreading the floor wide with the pressure of your feet, lifting those inner arches up, pressing the outside edges of your feet, and then you're opening the back of the thigh. So back of the thigh is rolling towards the outer hip is rolling towards the front thigh is rolling towards the inner thigh, and inner thigh is releasing towards the back thigh. So you can even lean forward, do hands on your hips, hands on your waist, to start to get that opening of the back of the thigh. And then again, press into the outside edges of your feet, lift those inner arches. Now we're stabilizing the pelvis, the pelvic bowl, the sacrum, the lower back, the thoracic spine. So your 2 sit bones that you sit on, go ahead and begin to release those wide, keeping that pressure on the outside edges of your feet. We're going to develop those arches, those ankles. Keep rolling from the outer hip to the inner groin to the back of the thigh spreading wide. Pressure on the outside edge of the feet, good. And I'm leaning forward to get more length in the spine and strengthen the spine. And we're going to get equal pressure in the right foot and the left foot to get the stabilizing muscles along the spine balanced, and then extend, lengthen, getting more space between each vertebra. Relax and soften the jaw. Soften the forehead, soften the face, soften the throat. And find that pressure on the outside edges of your feet. Reach, release the groins back behind you. Remember, even if you can just get a couple of these points, you're doing the work. So I'm going to give some of the more advanced points, give multiple points. Just aim for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It's add-on. And now your inner knees are reaching towards your outer knees. Inner knee reaching towards your outer knee. And yes, we are toning, strengthening the spine, which is also going to reach into the core. Exhale, begin to lift the torso up towards the ceiling. Beginning to stack the shoulders above the hips, hips above the ankles. And so remember, everything is connected. Everything is going to translate So we're working on the feet, we're working on the ankles, which will translate to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, to the spine. And this can be very tricky. So go ahead, peek to your right side. Look at that ankle bone, right ankle bone. Where is your knee in relationship to that right ankle bone? Is it way forward? And now look at the very side of your right leg and imagine artist work here. Draw a line right through the center of the outside edge of your leg. Okay, so the idea here is how much do we have of bulk of muscle in the front of the thigh compared to the back of the thigh. I'll show a side angle, stay in your pose. So most of us have bulk in the front thigh, but dehydration in the back thigh. So it's overly strong and underly strong for most people. So we're gonna open up that back thigh, get that internal rotation to hydrate those back tissues so that when you do draw a line, it's equal in the front and the back. Whereas for most people, that line is bulk in the front, little in the back. So again, just bring out your artist pen, your imagination. So we're trying to stack the knee over the ankle, which you're gonna find you're gonna have to hold on to a wall to actually get that alignment. You're gonna feel out of balance, at least, and it's gonna be different for all of us, but most of us, we're gonna have to lean towards the wall behind us to get that relationship. And then how do you get the center hip over that ankle? Again, for most of us, we're gonna have to lean back towards that wall and notice the muscles that begin to activate and fire and the hip engagement that happens, right? So again, legs are spread wide, and it is wider than you think. If I were to drop a plumb line from my center wrist, I'd want it to land at that center ankle. So as you can see, I can get a few inches wider with my stance. But again, work with where you're at. You can begin to broaden, widen the stance over time with practice. Feet are on the same plane, internal rotation. Now again, see if you can use a wall to hold on to, a chair. I'm gonna have to move, physically move the hips bone. For me, it's 4 or 5 inches back to actually be in alignment with that ankle bone. Okay, so we're coordinating, working new muscles, new muscular structure. And it's a lot of work. So again, ground into the outside edges of your feet. Lift the inner arches up. See if you can get that center hip bone and align with your center ankle bone. Good. And just train there for a minute. Train there. It's gonna work your arms. It's gonna work everything. Okay, good. Hands on your hips. Slight bend of the knees. Bend the knees to set the pelvis. So press into the outside edges of your feet. Find the lift of your inner arch of your feet up towards the ceiling. Coordinate that with an inner lift from the base of the pelvis, the pelvic floor, up to the top of the head, up to the ceiling. So to find that coordination, find the bend in your knees. Press into the outside edges of your feet. Lift the inner arches. You're already finding these stabilizing muscles in the pelvis, in the spine, in the core. Good. Inner arches lifting. Coordinate that with the inner lift of the pelvic floor up to the ceiling. Exhale, exhale, exhale. You can always place your hand on blocks, on a chair. You can place your hands down to the floor. You'll probably get more out of your practice if you have your hands elevated, and you can always keep them on the hips. Press that weight into the outside edges of your feet. Knees are bent, and we're releasing the sit bones wide. And this is a relationship of that pelvic floor, of the sit bones, that we don't practice on a daily basis, right? We really lose contact with that in our modern lives. So go ahead, pretend that you have 2 bathroom scales under your feet and you want them to register equal weight. Maybe it's 70 pounds on the right foot, 70 pounds on the left foot, equal weight. So find your own internal scale. Lift those inner arches again, the knees are still bent. And now coordinate the sit bones spreading wide, spreading wide, spreading wide. Inner groin releasing to the inner knee. And now you find that length and extension of your spine. So top shoulders rolling down the back, center sternum lifting upwards and forwards, hands on the hips, elbows reaching down and back behind you. Yes, this is a lot of work. Find that center heart lifting upwards and forwards, upwards and forwards, upwards and forwards, upwards and forwards until you're finding that toning of the spine behind your heart, the thoracic spine. Tone, lift, tone, lift, tone, lift. The more spaciousness you get in your spine between each vertebra, the more strength you're going to find, the more toning of the musculature. And those vertebrae need supported, right? There's a tiny bit of space between each vertebra. You want to increase that space, but then the muscles have to support the structure, we have to develop the muscles. And that's through that lift. So again, 1,000 hours of training here. So that it just becomes innate. It becomes your baseline. My knees are still bent. Bending the knees. So we're finding that coordination, sit bones spreading wide, equal pressure in our feet, lengthening through the whole spine, lifting the center heart upwards and forwards, rolling the top shoulders down and back. And you're gonna find you're restoring that elasticity in the ankles and the feet, which is going to restore that elasticity in the spine. Again, rolling the top shoulders down, back, down, back, down, back. Heart lifting, heart lifting. It takes so much work to develop the musculature along the spine. And when you're supported in that thoracic spine, that upper spine, right behind the heart, that's when we start to tap into our innate courage, our giving nature, our trust in life, our trust in ourselves. But truly, you have to work to build that spaciousness and that strength right behind the heart. So keep getting taller, extending taller, reaching through the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Equal pressure in those feet. Remember, everything comes from the foundation. Tailbone descending downwards, knees are still bent. Yes, I know it's a lot of work. Armpit chest lifting, 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 lifting. Exhale. Begin to straighten the legs. Good. Again, release the outside edges of your feet down. Imagine that you're spreading the floorboards wide. Draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh, the front of the thigh to the back of the rib. And now again, inner artist, inner physicist, find those bathroom scales. Equal weight on your right foot and your left foot. Ooh, we're gonna get some major toning in the hips. Charlie horse. Oh God. Got that Charlie horse in the hips. Okay, so keep going, working through. So the hips are gonna reorganize. I'm gonna bring my stance a little bit closer. So you want the front of the thigh reaching to the back of the wall at the same rate. Okay, I'm gonna go wide again. So the tendency is for one thigh to be more forward than the other, okay? Or for the thighs to extend backwards at a different rate. So here we're going to re-coordinate, rebuild that communication between the ankles, the knees, the hips, the spine. And if you get any percolation, shaking, that's the nervous system rebuilding those neural pathways. Equal pressure in the feet. And again, holding these long timings is where we start to find those places that have just been asleep, dormant, hiding. So draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh, open the back of the thigh. And again, once those communication pathways start to get restored, especially at that subtle level, you might have to work through some of that shaking. So reach the outside edges of your feet towards the earth, lift the inner arches up towards the ceiling. And for me, it's easier to bring the front of my right thigh back towards the wall than it is for me to bring the front of my left thigh back towards the wall, right? And that's due to an old knee injury in the left side. So as I really work that left leg, drawing the front of the thigh to the back of the room, suddenly my ankle, knee, and hip have to resync up. They have to coordinate. They have to work together. And once you reestablish those relationships, again, there's going to be toning, and it's probably going to feel uncomfortable, especially as you really get into those hips, aching, grueling. But now that I'm starting to work through there, starting to rebuild that highway communication system, now it's starting to lengthen and translate through my lower back. So we're just rebuilding the network system. Again, just working through any shaking or percolating. Front of the thigh reaching to the back of the thigh. Open the backs of the thighs. Legs are straight now. Good. So once we have a solid foundation in our legs, once we've restored, it's like the subway stops. All of the stops are working. All of the line is syncing up. Once we restore that, then it'll start to not only go through the pelvis, the pelvic floor, it'll translate into the low back. And now we need to lengthen the side waist, draw the tailbone down. Lift from your center heart, your center sternum upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. Heart lifting forward, thighs drawing back towards the wall behind you. Now we got to reestablish those communication pathways. Thighs reaching back, especially on the side that is less cooperative. Good. The amount of strength and toning that you're getting through your whole body, just working those thighs back. It's going to tone the glutes. It's going to tone and strengthen the hips. It'll tone the core. It'll tone the knees, giving spaciousness and support within the knee joints. Smooth, soft breathing through any percolation as we rebuild those neural pathways. Tailbone descending, heart lifting upwards and forwards. Roll your top shoulders down your back, armpit chest lifting towards the ceiling, palms facing the front of the room. Go ahead and extend through your pinky fingers. Extend, reach. Now broaden the heart wide. Imagine that the collarbones are spreading wide. And again, top shoulders rolling down the back. Reach out the top center of the head. Make more spaciousness in your neck. In the vertebra of the neck. Lengthen the neck. And remember, open the backs of the thighs. Oh, it changes absolutely everything. Whew. When you open the backs of the thighs, you're rehydrating the backs of the thighs. No longer is there a strain across the organs, the female reproductive organs, the male reproductive organs. That softens. Now arms wide. Reaching through the fingertips. Press on the outside edges of your feet. Roll the top shoulders down, back. Lengthen through the top center of the head. Now really take that spaciousness through your whole spine. We've worked the feet, we've worked the ankles, the knees, the pelvis, the backs of the legs. Remember, inner knee reaching to the outer knee. Spreading the floorboards wide. Now take all of that foundational work and reach it through the entire spine. Tailbone drawing downwards, extending through the top of the head. Good. Micro bend, come out very slow. You just did structural retraining. You might have to really work your way out of this slowly. So remember, we have to build the foundation to build everything else. So we actually have to have strong ankles to have a strong core, because that's the foundation that translates. Slowly walk your feet together. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. Pause here. Don't shake anything out. You're going to feel different. You're going to feel very different. Don't shake it out and go back to what is normal for you. Extend through the toe tips. Extend through the mounds of the big toes. Inner heels reaching through the floor. I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see well. Try not to move. Okay. Amazing dissection of the body. Press through the mounds of the big toes. Press the outside edges of your feet. The center point of your outside edge of your feet, press. And then your inner heels, press. Good. Remember, foundation first. Extend the toe tips long. Reach through all 10 toe tips. Imagine that you have laser beams coming out of all 10 toe tips to help you find that length, that extension. Reach, reach, reach. And then which toe tip is the least responsive? Reach through the pinky, the second toe, third, fourth, fifth. It's finding that toe that is the least responsive, that is actually going to again translate to the ankle, the knee, the low back, the hip. So for me, I can tell if I go to my left foot, the toe that is next to my left pinky toe, that is the least responsive for me. So I'm going to actively take my attention, my focus on extending that left toe tip. And again, that's going to rebuild that communication network all the way through the body. It's amazing the potential that's in the body when we start to tap into it. Good. And your feet might be getting tired. They should be. They should be. And our arches lifting towards the ceiling. Front of the knee reaching to the back of the knee. You lengthen the right leg, lengthen the left leg at the same rate. And it's as though your legs are growing through the floor, really finding that extension. Yes, the feet are going to fatigue and get tired. Keep extending through. Now again, we're opening the backs of the thighs. Open, 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 open. Press through the inner heels, downwards. Reach through the center, top of the head, extend the lengthen. Can you get 2 more inches? Now as the front of your thigh reaches to the wall behind you, reach that center heart upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. Legs extending at the same rate. And see if you can take this armpit chest. I like to hook my thumbs right under the armpit. Roll that armpit chest up to the ceiling. And then roll the top shoulders down and back. Don't forget the toe extension, those laser beams, extending of light, extending, reaching through your toe tips. And then take your center chin, reaching towards your center heart. And then your center heart reaching towards your center chin. Aligning center chin, center nose, center forehead, center top of the head. Good. And now take the arms up. Reach. And if you can put your palms together, do. Reach, lengthen. And those arms are reaching behind the head, behind the ear holes. Reach through your inner heels. Lengthen through the top of the head. Reach through the fingertips. Now imagine those laser beams are in your fingertips. Pinkies, ring finger, pointer finger. And then draw the front ribs to the wall behind you. And exhale, come down. Okay. Take a breath, keeping your feet together. Now again, you can hold on to a wall if you need. But can you peek? Where's that center ankle bone? Where's that center knee in relationship? And where's that center hip in relationship? So again, try and line up center ankle, center calf, center knee, center outer edge of your upper thigh. You might be surprised as to where those are in orientation to each other. Woo! Finding that balance. Okay, so let's turn. We're going to use the wall for support. We can work on this line. We're going to need the support. Bend the knees to set the legs. So bend the knees, spread wide across the bottoms of your feet. Reach through the toe tips. Open the back of the thigh, outer hip rolling to the front of the thigh, front of the thigh rolling to the inner groin rolling to the back of the thigh. You're going to build your core strength through that relationship. Reach to the toe tips, press through the mounds of your big toes. Reach through your inner heels through the floor. See if you can find where the strength of your feet, the pressure of your feet, the coordination of your feet translate directly to the strength of your pelvic floor and directly to your core. So I'm holding onto the wall. Knees are bent. Opening the backs of the thighs, reaching through the inner heels, pressing through the mounds of the big toes. Yes, your feet are going to fatigue. Now sit bones, releasing, spreading wide. Take that core alignment, center ankle, center pelvis, center heart, release out the top of the head. Okay, so now we're gonna hold on to that wall still and distribute our weight right over that center ankle bone, where you see that protrusion of the outer ankle from that bone. So getting your weight right over it. Again, you'll have to activate different core muscles, different pelvic floor muscles to find it. Outer hips are still rolling towards the front of the thigh. Front of the thigh still rolling towards the inner groin. Inner groin is still rolling towards the back of the thigh. Still holding onto the wall. So we're going to changing that relationship from our ankles to our pelvis. And once we can really find the spaciousness and stability of the pelvis, that will translate directly to our inner spine muscles, out to our core, out to our outer muscles. But it's those inner spine muscles are even deeper than those core muscles we're talking about. So coordinate the feet and the sit bones, the feet and the pelvic floor. Inner arches lifting. Pressing your inner heels towards the floor. Spreading wide across the back of the pelvis. Taking a seat in our pelvis. Now lengthening your side waist, lengthening your spine muscles. Now lifting from that center heart center sternum up towards the ceiling at a 60-degree angle. Coordinate the feet, the pelvic floor, and the sternum lift. Feet, pelvic floor, sternum lift. And now extend out the top center of your head. Making space in the spine, space in the neck, space in the vertebra, space in your side waist. Exhale, straighten the legs. Drawing the front of the knee to the back of the knee. The front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. Finding the weight of your hips distributed directly over your ankle bones. And now find that length, drawing the glutes down towards the heels. Open the backs of the thighs. You can have your hands by your side or on the wall still for support. Now you want to feel the physical lengthening and extension of your legs. Again, pretend like you have those bathroom scales, equal weight on your right foot and your left foot. Inner heels reaching to the floor. Kneecaps lifting, extending up towards the ceiling. Now find your center line, center ankle, center pelvis, center chest, center throat, center forehead. Find your center line. Coordinate that center line all the way through the body, from the base of the body to the top of the body. While those legs continue to grow longer, growing, 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 growing. Armpit, chest lifting, top shoulders rolling down and back. Lengthen through the top of the head. Good. And then find those subtleties. That's where the real work is in the subtleties. Good, good, good. Coming on out. I want to demonstrate this one first before jumping into it. This one is going to be most beneficial against a wall. If you don't have a wall, I will show with a chair as well, but I'm going to demonstrate the wall first. Okay, God, this one's so good. So the left leg's going to come forward again, just watch first. And then we're going to, and I'm going to be facing the wall, using it for support with my hands. I'm going to drop that left hand down, aligned with my pinky toe. Again, watching first. And then I'm turning, twisting towards the wall, toes facing the wall. Glorious, glorious pose. So yeah, see if you can find a wall space, a door space. That's going to be best. Okay, good. So left foot facing forward. I'm about 7 inches away from the wall. Toes pointing forward. Hold on to the wall for support. You can lean onto it. Now take your left hand down, straight down. Line it with your pinky toe. Reaching about a foot or a foot and a half in front of you. Twist towards the wall. And then draw the right leg up. So the wall is your best friend here. It's helping you to get that coordinated twist. Beautiful. So left hand is, left thumb is pressing to the floor. Left toes are facing forward. You're twisting your belly button towards the wall, towards the ceiling. Right hand is pressing against the wall for support and stability. Right toe tips are pressing towards the wall as your foot is flat like you're walking. Keep drawing that right leg up higher towards the ceiling. And then the left foot is getting an external rotation. The left leg is getting an external rotation. So the inner groin is rolling out towards the outer hip on the left leg. Exhale, come down. Good. Okay, talk about deep spine work, deep core work, deep coordination throughout the whole body. Does anybody have any questions so far? Are we doing good? Okay, good. Let me know if anybody has questions. Other side. Okay, so now the right foot is forward. The left foot is back. Our left hand is on the wall, so we're going to be facing the wall once we go down. Take that right hand, that right thumb, align it with that right pinky toe. Draw the hand forward in front of you, maybe a foot, foot and a half. Lift the left leg up. Left hand is on the wall, and you're twisting, rotating towards the wall and towards the ceiling. Left toe tips are touching the wall. Foot is flat like you're walking. Standing leg, your right leg has an external rotation. Inner groin is rolling towards the outer hip. Outer hip is rolling towards the back of the thigh. Now that weight distribution, we're trying to get right over that right ankle. External rotation of your arm. Twist your belly button towards the wall and towards the ceiling. Holding onto that wall for support. Weight distribution. Draw your weight over that right ankle. Exhale, come down. Now again, don't shake it out. You're rewiring your nervous system through the whole body, through the spine. Take a breath. This is such amazing deep work. Face the other way. So your left leg is out away from the wall. Your right leg is towards the wall. Draw that left leg forward. Right hand is on the wall. You're going to draw that left hand down. Align your left thumb with your left pinky toe. Draw that thumb a foot, foot and a half away from your toe. Raise the back leg, face the wall. Get that weight distribution over your ankle. Hold on to the wall for support. Right leg is in the air, and keep lifting that right leg higher and higher towards the ceiling. Toe tips on the wall, foot flat like you're walking on the floor. Standing leg has that external rotation. Inner groin rolling towards the outer hip rolling towards the back of the thigh. Draw that right leg higher. Weight right over your ankle. Twist the belly button towards the ceiling. Twist the chest towards the wall and towards the ceiling. Twist, twist, twist. Head is looking up towards the ceiling or towards the wall in front of you, whatever you need. Soften the face, soften the throat, soften the brow. Exhale. Slowly, gently come down. Good. Again, don't shake it out. Let that translate through the whole body, the whole nervous system, the whole spine. Deep breaths. Just standing in Tadasana neutral. Take a few breaths to integrate this. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your nose or your mouth. Turn to the other side. So now the left leg is the leg that's closest to the wall. Draw the right leg forward. Reach the right hand down, thumb in alignment with the pinky toe, left hand on the wall for support. They're going to twist towards the wall and draw that left leg up. Toes are facing the wall. Belly is twisting towards the wall and towards the ceiling. Chest is twisting towards the wall and towards the ceiling. Head is either looking up towards the ceiling or towards the wall. Find more length in your spine. Reach through that left leg. The more you straighten that left leg, the more length you'll get in your spine. Weight distribution is over that right ankle. External rotation of the standing leg. Twist the belly towards the wall, towards the ceiling. External rotation of your arms. Lengthen through the spine, twist. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist deeper. Exhale, release, come on down. Again, facing forward, taking those integrating breaths. If you ever get lightheaded, you can always bring your hands down or forehead on the floor, whatever you need. Integrating breaths. So it's re-coordinating the spine, the nervous system. And then face the other direction. Now the right leg is closest to the wall. Draw the left leg forward. Drop the left hand down, thumb in alignment with the pinky toe. Remember, you're going to get an external rotation of this standing leg. Right hand is stabilized on the wall. Exhale, twist towards the wall, drawing that right leg up. Belly starts to face the wall. Chest faces the wall, twisting towards the ceiling. Right toe tips are touching the wall. Weight distribution over that left ankle. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, lengthen that left leg. Exhale, twist deeper in the spine and the navel, twisting towards the ceiling. Now, right leg, the leg that's in the air, is getting an internal rotation. It's the opposite of the standing leg. So outer hip is rolling towards the inner groin. You're coordinating the muscles all the way from the neck to the base of the spine. Exhale, release. Slowly come out. Coming back to neutral. Again, you can always do forehead on the floor if you ever get lightheaded. Taking those breaths, you're just letting your body, your nervous system, your spine integrate. Good. And then facing the other side. Left leg is closest to the wall. Draw that right leg forward. Release the right hand down. Thumb in alignment with pinky toe. Left hand on the wall for support. We're going to be twisting towards the wall. Exhale, left leg up, twist towards the wall. Standing leg is getting an external rotation, inner groin rolling towards the outer hip rolling towards the back thigh. Twisting the belly button, the navel towards the wall and towards the ceiling. External rotation of your arm, your right arm. Weight distribution over the right ankle. Twist your navel towards the ceiling, your chest towards the ceiling. And then the leg that's in the air is getting a internal rotation. Open the back of the thigh. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist deeper. And exhale, gently come down. Use that wall for support. Again, you can always bring your forehead to the floor. Come to the feet together. Neutral standing. You can bring your palms to your heart, elbows weighted. Now that is a full body coordination, really reopening that circuitry of the spine, getting that communication through the whole body, whole nervous system, whole brain. Pausing here for a moment. I'm just going to do a quick time check. Great. Feet together, heels together, elbows weighted, chin releasing gently towards the heart, heart releasing gently towards the chin, towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, come to seated. A comfortable seated position. You might have a new relationship with your sit bones, with your pelvis from that work. So release the sit bones wide, move the muscle, the skin, the tissue. Again, get on that right sit bone, that left sit bone, the front inside edge of your sit bones. Now from the communication points of your sit bones, releasing into the floor, rolling on those inside edge, rolling on that front edge, extend and lengthen through the spine. Good. And now can you get your shoulders right over those hip bones? Again, reaching through the right sit bone and the left sit bone at an equal rate to strengthen and lengthen the spine. Again, the spine finds its strength through the sit bones. Good. Now we're just going to take the right leg and you're going to make the ankle and the knee in the same line. So the front of the shin is parallel to the wall in front of you. So cross-legged, we usually have the ankle in and the knee out. Get them in the same line. And then use your left leg, treat it like a little baby. And then you're drawing that left ankle right on top of the right knee. And again, the shins are parallel with the wall in front of you. Ankles and knees aligned. And yes, it's completely okay if this left knee is like up at your left ear. This is one of those hip openers that, again, we don't get access to much in our day-to-days. So it's one we have to come back to and practice. But this one is going to teach you how to release your inner groins down to the floor. It's going to tone the hips and open the hips. And then find that center axis to your spine, lengthen through the top of your head. Lift from your center sternum upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. You gotta find that internal lift. You gotta work for that internal lift. You gotta build that internal lift. So again, it becomes the baseline. Heart spreading. Face soft, throat soft, forehead soft. Spine lengthening, spine strong. Groins releasing. And then again, you're going to use your hands, holding your ankle like a little baby. Using your hands to release. Don't let your legs do any work. We want to keep the muscles soft. Now align your left leg, left knee, and left ankle on the same line, shin parallel with the wall in front of you. Cradle your right leg. Don't let your legs do any work. Draw that right ankle right over that left knee. This side might feel totally different. Get on the inner edges of your sit bones. Goodness. And again, it's okay if that right knee is up to that right ear. Find that center line. Find that pelvic floor lift. Pelvic floor lifting to the ceiling. Lengthen through the top of the head, center top of the head extending. Soften the face, soften the brow, soften the jaw, soften the throat. Find a calm extension in your spine, a calm length in your spine. Jaw soft. Release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Just let your jaw open if you need. And again, this is toning the hips, toning the ankles, and opening them. Use that inner artist's eye again, center navel, aligned with your center spine. Navel drawing towards the spine. Finding the lift of your pelvic floor up towards the ceiling. Face soft, throat soft, brow ridge soft, brain soft, and a smooth, steady breath through your nose and a smooth, steady exhale through your nose will soften and smooth out the nervous system. Take an area on the floor in front of you and just focus on that one point. Focus your gaze. Your eyes are open. And this practice is really about coming back home into right relationship with yourself, with others, your environment, the world. Opening up the body, opening up the mind, opening up the heart. So we can receive the world more gracefully. We can be open to the abundant gifts of life. Restoring that right relationship with ourselves and others. It will come as a natural extension. And exhale, okay. Gently cradle your leg like a baby. Don't let it do any work. Come back to seated. Front sit bones, inside edge of your sit bones. Lengthen through your sit bones. Lengthen through the top of the head. Palms together, elbows weighted, chin to your heart. Anywhere that you still have not found length in the spine, find it now. Giving gratitude to yourself, giving gratitude for being here, giving gratitude to someone, something. Great work today. Woo-wee. Really working on those stabilizing muscles, that extension. No, it's not easy. How are we doing? Crying? Are we crying? Good work.
Well, kind of, sort of. Woo!
Whew.
Wow. That was great. It really was.
Good.
Um, I just I just know that that breathing and you're reminding us about, you know, breathing and all of the things that we're supposed to do. If I didn't have you talking with the instruction, I don't know what I'd do. Really don't. And wow, my back, it just feels like you just cured it. You put me back together.
That wall twist, oh, it's a dream for the lower back. It is a dream for it.
Yes, it definitely is. And I don't see how you talk through the entire practice. Well, I don't know how you do it, but you're amazing. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. One point at a time.
Well, thank you, because without it, I don't think I could, even reach two of the points that you're trying to get us to do.
Well done.
Thank you.
I love it. Thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Thanks, Mel. We love you.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your
Most
weekend.
definitely now. Yes, yes. And you
Oh,
guys enjoy your day too.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
happy 4th of July if you
Oh
all
my gosh,
celebrate.
happy 4th. Happy
Yeah,
4th.
absolutely. And 200 and what? We're celebrating 250 years.
250. Wow,
That,
exactly.
that's exciting, huh?
It is. That's beautiful. Yeah. I hope you all
Yes.
have amazing celebrations.
You all do the same, okay? Be safe.
Will
All
do.
that good
You
stuff.
too. Love you all.
Okay, thanks. Love you more. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.